Going into this game, we knew that the Avs were sick, and we also knew that the Avs were sick. After this game, we now know that the Avs are still sick even when they're sick. Avs win over the Vancouver Canucks 3-1. Sounds like a handful of guys on the Avs actually had some kind of bug going through them. It didn't seem too serious, but Scott Wedgwood would leave halfway through this game. It's unclear if this was a little bit of a bug or if there was a bit of an injury going on. Bednar did say it was precautionary, so thankfully it seems whatever's going on with Wedgwood isn't too serious. And if that's your biggest negative from the game, then yeah, the Avs were sick. The first period of this game was competitive. The rest was pretty much dominance from the Avs. Vancouver came out hot. They tried to push the pace and not fall behind early to the Avs like so many teams have this year, and they managed to do it. Obligatory every video annoyance of mine that the broadcast missed the face-off leading to a goal. Yeah, I'm mad about it. Vancouver won the face-off and they get possession and set up their breakout. Initially, nothing too crazy here. It's a pass that gets disrupted in the neutral zone, and you feel like you should be okay. But the problem is very simple here. With Gerard committing to the puck carrier, Parker Kelly is on duty to cover defensively in his own zone here, and he just gets outskated. Just gets beat out. Simple as that. So when the pass comes through, Malinsky's taking the puck carrier. Maybe in a perfect world he covers the passing lane, but he's expecting Parker Kelly to be a lot more competitive than this. It's not there, and then a nice drag to the backhand is in the back of your net. Vancouver pretty much had one play that was functioning against the Avs, and that was cherry pick a little bit and just try to use speed to get an odd man rush going down the ice. And admittedly, it worked a handful of times, not just on that goal, but a few more times throughout the first period where the Avs would get caught or make a bad decision and create a good opportunity. Wedgwood would be up to the task, though, and it's important to note that the Avs corrected that issue eventually. By the time the second period started, the Avs were doing a much better job of keeping Vancouver's deep forwards in front of them and not giving up those odd man rushes nor high danger chances. There were, of course, a few still because it's hockey and even the worst teams are decent, but whether it was Wedgwood in net for the first half or Blackwood in net for the second half, the Avs goalies would not give up another one on the few opportunities they had to stop. The other issue the Avs faced, at least in the first period, or honestly for the entire first half of the game, was it started to feel like one of those games where the Avs weren't finishing again. Whether it's quality goaltending from Kevin McKinnon or the Avs' inability to finish, they really did have a number of opportunities that you feel like could have ended up in the back of the net that didn't. Vancouver's defense is frankly not all that good unless your name is Quinn Hughes, and I do want to give the Avs power play credit in this game. They only got one, and they didn't score on it, but it looked good, generated some quality opportunities, and importantly, turned the momentum a little bit. The first 6-7 minutes of this game, Vancouver felt like they were in control of the game. The power play flipped that momentum, and the Avs were in control of the game for pretty much the rest of it. As mentioned, the Avs did seem like they were going to struggle to score in this game, but they ultimately get a little bit of a gift from Vancouver at the end of the first. Vancouver flipped in a puck here, and it's a good job by Malinsky to corral it and then ultimately get it up and out of the zone. Natchez also does a good job. Malinsky is going safe high off the wall, but Natchez collects it and gives a proper breakout to the Avs as Taves gets through the neutral zone, gets them across, and then you get to play some real offense. Nichushkin with the initial rush down the wall gets Vancouver honestly puck watching pretty bad. You've got 5 guys all staring at the puck here. As he curls and gets the puck back out high, you recognize that Vancouver has also gotten a little bit deep for Malinsky sitting up at the point, and he just fires this puck immediately, shoots it in as fast as he can. Kind of a weird spot. This is Devon Taves in the net front area. Does a good job to get his stick on it. For a defenseman, that's pretty good. The initial shot doesn't go in, but that deflection is enough to create a big, juicy rebound because it doesn't come in clean for Lankinen. And wouldn't you know, Nathan McKinnon, Johnny on the spot again, gets to tap this one home. It's simple, solid hockey from the Avs, putting pucks to the net and getting to the right places, and you get rewarded off of a juicy rebound. But I do think it's a little bit more than that from Nathan McKinnon. On the one hand, Nathan McKinnon is absolutely getting pretty lucky this year with pucks like that bouncing to where he happens to be and getting some pretty easy goals. You don't get to 22 goals in 26 games without a few that look like that. But it's not just all luck. We haven't seen Nathan McKinnon score a ton of goals like that in his career, and he even has some interesting goals like a tip-in this season. That's not coincidence. Nathan McKinnon is doing a much better job of getting to the right areas of the ice when playing off of the puck this year. And it's a funny skill that you might not notice has gotten better with Nathan MacKinnon because he so often is the man with the puck, carrying the puck, doing the puck work. But as that off the puck work has started to click to the next level, Nathan MacKinnon has become just even more of a demon in the NHL. Anyway, I just wanted to shout that out because two things can be true. It can be lucky and good work both at the same time, especially for a guy who we know was sick in this game. I think there was another factor that helped change the tide of this game too, is the Avs ramped up the physicality a lot. You had the usual suspects like a Josh Manson laying hits, but you had a bunch of other guys too. Nathan MacKinnon laid a few bombs. Devon Taves had some big hits. Up and down the lineup, the Avs added a physical edge, so it wasn't just them dominating the puck at 5-on-5, but it was hard for Vancouver to get anything going in any fashion. It's 1-1 at the start of the second period. The Avs do have to kill one power play for Vancouver. They do a good job of that and go right back to rolling over them. After outshooting Vancouver 14-8 in the first, they outshoot Vancouver 12-5 in the second. And this is where the Avs dominance gets fun. At 5-on-5, most teams are pretty dominant when they're playing from behind. They're going to get the lion's share of the chances. At even strength, good teams are going to get more opportunities. The Avs dominate there too. And only the best teams dominate when they have the lead. The Avs do it in all three sections. But I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let me show you the Avs getting the lead. Burns is going to rim this up the wall here. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I gotta say, lazy forecheck from Vancouver here. This puck gets rimmed right to you, and you just aren't ready for it. You don't have your stick ready to intercept it. You're not ready to make a play. What's the point of even forechecking if you're not going to put the effort in here when the puck comes right to you? Just kind of weird bad from Vancouver there. A good little puck win from Ross up the wall is what really springs this, and Vancouver somehow overcommitted on a dumped-in puck for what was easy Avs possession. I don't really understand. That's not the point. Landeskog gets this puck, and he's off to the races. Not the fastest guy of all time here anymore, Landy, but does enough. And Nelson, great job. Stretches the leg, makes sure he stays onside with those long legs he's got. That matters because Landy fires it across to him, barely onside, and all of a sudden it's a breakaway for Nelson, and he finishes blocker side. And that is why the Avs paid Brock Nelson, because he's a good enough skater to get himself into open space, and he's a good enough shooter to finish plays. But more importantly, Gabe Landeskog. Wow. There's a very real argument that Gabe Landeskog was the Avs' best player in this game, and I'll get to that in just a minute, because Vancouver is about to commit another no-no, giving Nathan MacKinnon another goal in the last minute of a period. A pretty low percentage play from Vancouver ends up on Manson's stick, and he's able to collect it and get to the wall here, and uses his legs pretty effectively. Covers a lot of ground with his legs to get into the neutral zone, something I've wanted to see more of, especially from the Avs' depth defenders. He gets the red line before kind of chipping it along. It gets a little bit messy as he dumps it in, but the Avs are able to find a puck. McKinnon's able to work it away from its current spot, and it gets a bit squirrely. It's not clean, but Landy then jumps on it, and Landy just goes to work. He doesn't do anything fancy. A kind of desperate play from Vancouver opens up space for Landy to curl back. McKinnon immediately recognizes the spot he needs to take, and Vancouver isn't able to adjust or adapt. Landy recognizes the play at the same time to get it to McKinnon, and McKinnon just fires one, and the Avs have a 2-goal lead. It only takes a few plays to turn a bad shooting night into a pretty good shooting night. Yes, the Avs ultimately finished the night with under 10% shooting as a team, but you look at that Nelson goal and the McKinnon goal there, and those are both nice finishes. Those breakthrough plays are what separate what could be a dangerous close game going into the third period to the Avs having an insurance goal. And all of that is set up by Gabe Landeskog. Both goals he gets the primary assist on, and it's more than that. He consistently outworked everyone on the ice to maintain, get, keep, do whatever he wanted with the puck. I cannot talk up Gabe Landeskog's game enough. This is not just, a guy came back from injury and is still a functional NHLer. This is the version of Gabe Landeskog that is a true asset to the Colorado Avalanche. He's playing a power forward role in a way that not a lot of guys around the NHL can do. And, every time Nathan MacKinnon gets to play with him, he seems like the happiest player on the ice, so that's fun too. By the way, if Nathan MacKinnon even scores a goal once every other game for the rest of the season, and that would be a 50-goal pace. That's how ridiculous Nathan McKinnon's goal scoring has been so far this year. If he keeps going at the rate he's going, it's going to push 70. And here's a short list of stats that Nathan McKinnon leads the NHL in. Goals, points, plus minus, points per game, even strength goals and points, and shots on goal. The Avs have, frankly, broken hockey. The NHL is seeing some of the most parity it's ever seen, and we can have a talk about that. We probably will on a podcast pretty soon here. But despite that being true, there's really only one team anywhere close to the Colorado Avalanche in the standings. Hilariously, it's the team in the Avs division doing it because, of course, the Central Division is Thunderdome even when half of it sucks. But we are legitimately talking about one of the greatest regular seasons ever. And the underlying metrics have never, ever been this good. Just for fun, if the Avs lost every single game remaining in overtime, that's 56 games, they would finish with a 100-point total. That's silly. The Avs are silly. Have fun, laugh, and enjoy it. I am also silly because my hair color is about to change. But that is the end of this game video review. Thank you for watching. I am Rudo, and honestly, thank you for over $1,000 donated to Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. Super cool organization, super generous of you guys, and I absolutely am willing to dye my hair for that.